The security guard's voice cracked across the marble lobby like a whip. "Get away from her! That girl might bite!" Marcus Williams froze, mop still dripping water onto polished stone. The chaos swelled around him, tense and unyielding. A small blonde girl crouched low on the cold floor. Her knees hugged tight, her arms wrapped like shields. Her body rocked in jagged rhythm, a fragile metronome of distress. Blue eyes darted wildly, trapped birds colliding with unseen walls. 5. Executives in tailored suits lingered in a useless circle. They whispered about meltdowns and crises, their words hollow, their hands idle. None of them moved closer. None of them knew how Marcus was 42 years old. 2 decades of experience weighed in his bones. First, as a teacher guiding children, others avoided. Then as a father who had held his own daughter through storms like this. He knew the signs: sensory overload, not violence. Too much light, too much sound, too many eyes, pressing in. Marcus stepped forward, calm and certain. "Can I try to help?" The guard raised an arm, hard and final. "You're just the night janitor. Stay out of this." The office stretched wide, swallowing Marcus' whole. Floor dash to dash, ceiling windows framed Manhattan's glittering skyline, cold and untouchable. The carpet beneath his sneakers was thick, 6 figures in thread alone. Every piece of furniture whispered wealth, power, intimidation. "Sit," Gabrielle ordered, pointing to a leather chair worth more than his salary. She remained standing, anchored behind her vast glass desk. It was a tactic she had perfected, control through distance and height. Her blue eyes narrowed, sharp, unblinking. "Who taught you that?" "The bubbles, the technique, whatever it was." Marcus drew a long breath before answering. "My daughter has autism. I learned out of necessity." Gabrielle repeated the words slowly, as if testing a language she didn't know. "Your daughter? And the training? A workshop? Some weekend seminar?" The condescension slid through the air, subtle but unmistakable. Marcus caught it immediately. 2 decades with wealthy parents had trained his ear for such tones. "I was a special education teacher for 17 years. Specialization in autism spectrum disorders. Columbia University, Masters in Educational Psychology." Silence crashed down, heavier than any accusation. Gabrielle blinked once, then twice. Her certainty wavered for the first time in years. "Teacher." Gabrielle spoke the word as though it were an elaborate lie. "And now you mop floors at night." Marcus's voice stayed calm, steady. "People have to eat. Budgets were cut. Special education programs were first on the chopping block. It's not exactly a hot market for teachers specializing in children's society prefers to ignore." For the first time in years, Gabrielle's mask cracked. Her executive posture faltered, shoulders leaning forward ever so slightly. "You're telling me," she said slowly, "that you have more qualifications than most of the therapists I've hired for Eva. And you're working here as a janitor." Marcus didn't flinch. "I'm saying qualifications on paper mean nothing if you don't know how to connect." His words struck her like stones against glass. "How many specialists have you brought in?" he asked. Her jaw tightened. 43, in 4 years. "And how many got her to talk?" The silence was unbearable. "None," she admitted. Marcus nodded once. "Because they came to fix her. I came to know her." Marcus rose slowly from the leather chair. His presence filled the room more than any title could. "Eva doesn't need another expensive employee, Miss Ward," he said. "She needs someone who sees her for who she is. Not a project, not a burden, not a brand to polish." Gabrielle's voice, lower now, carried less command. "Then what do you suggest? No cameras, no stopwatches, no progress reports. Just time, space, patience." For the first time, his smile surfaced, genuine, edged with something dangerous. "In return, maybe your daughter will learn that the world isn't only a cold place full of people trying to change her." He turned toward the door, pausing before leaving. "Oh, and Miss Ward, next time someone helps your daughter, consider asking about their qualifications before assuming they don't exist." The door closed with a soft click, leaving Gabrielle alone. The city glittered behind her, vast and indifferent. And yet inside her chest, unease grew sharper than any corporate loss. She had nearly thrown away what she'd been seeking most. not because it wasn't there, but because she hadn't known how to see it. From the mezzanine above, Gabrielle Ward stood frozen. Billionaire, CEO, commander of rooms filled with world leaders. A woman who had crushed hostile takeovers before her second breakfast. Yet here she was, breath caught in her throat, watching soap bubbles drift. Watching her daughter, Eva, grow still. Not because of Swiss specialists flown in at absurd cost. Not because of therapists billing $15,000 a week. But because a janitor in worn sneakers had chosen to sit on the floor. The executives glanced upward nervously, sensing her presence. They straightened ties, adjusted cuffs, preparing for the storm. But Gabrielle didn't move, not yet. She could only watch. Marcus kept blowing bubbles, calm, unhurried. Each one shimmered like a promise, rising and breaking softly. Eva lay on her side now, gaze fixed on a single bubble hovering close. Her breathing slowed, steady for the first time in hours. Gabrielle's heart pounded. Powerless, she realized, in the face of something she couldn't buy. Finally she descended, heels clicking like a verdict against marble. The executives braced. Marcus didn't look up. His focus remained only on the child. Gabrielle studied the man across from her. Everything about him defied the neat boxes she had built her life upon. A janitor with a master's degree. A man who cleaned bathrooms, yet spoke with the cadence of an academic. Someone she had dismissed as invisible, yet holding the very skill she had sought for years. At last, she straightened her spine, reclaiming fragments of her armor. "I want to hire you," she declared. "Work with Eva, therapeutic consultant. $15,000 a month, part-time. You keep your current job until we're sure it works." Marcus laughed softly, low and rich, echoing against glass and steel. "Ms. Ward, you're not offering me a job. You're trying to buy your way out of a moral dilemma." Her face hardened instantly. "Excuse me? You underestimated me because of my uniform, my skin. Now you want to erase that mistake with money. That isn't generosity, that's guilt." "I am not prejudiced," Gabrielle snapped, her voice like shattered ice. Marcus's eyes didn't waver. "Then why assume I was unfit without asking a single question?" Her mouth opened, then closed again. The silence was louder than any denial. Gabrielle's heels struck the marble, sharp and final. The executives straightened instantly, backs stiff, eyes forward. But Marcus remained seated, still blowing bubbles into the charged air. "Mr. Williams?" Her voice sliced through the silence like broken glass. "I need to speak with you, now." Marcus rose slowly, every movement deliberate. His eyes lingered on Eva, calm at last, tracing the bubble above her face. Then he turned to meet Gabrielle's stare. He braced himself for dismissal. Fired on the spot for breaking rules. 20 years of experience erased in a heartbeat of compassion. But Gabrielle's eyes did not hold anger. They burned with something stranger, sharper. Not fury, gratitude. And gratitude, Marcus knew, from someone with power like hers, always came tethered to a price unseen. "Follow me." She pivoted, her voice all command once more. He followed in silence, mop abandoned, sneakers hushed against Persian rugs. The elevator carried them upward, glass walls reflecting Manhattan's night glow. When the doors opened, Marcus stepped into another world. The 42nd floor, Gabrielle's office, a cathedral of steel and glass. Marcus didn't retreat. He looked past the security guard, straight into the girl's frantic eyes. For a heartbeat, time slowed. Recognition sparked there, something he had seen before. Zoe. His daughter. The same vacant terror years ago when the world pressed too hard. Without answering, Marcus turned to his cleaning cart. He reached for a small bottle of detergent, hands steady. The executives frowned, whispering, unsure what he was doing. Then Marcus lowered himself onto the cold marble floor. Not too close. 10 feet away, enough distance to give her air. He dipped his fingers into the bucket, raised them to his lips. One soft breath. Then another. Soap bubbles floated into the stillness, shimmering with fragile light. The girl's rocking slowed. Her eyes, wide and searching, locked onto the drifting spheres. They hovered like tiny worlds, rising, bursting, vanishing gently into silence. Marcus blew again. 1, 2, 3. Each bubble seemed to carry tension away, piece by piece. Dot above, comma unseen, someone else was watching. A woman's gaze fixed on the janitor, kneeling on her marble floor. Dot, and everything began to change.